Cancer is a word that carries immense weight, but understanding it begins with a very simple concept. It is a disease that starts within our own cells. Think of your body as a massive, intricate community, made up of trillions of tiny building blocks called cells. Each of these cells contains a detailed instruction manual known as DNA. This manual dictates everything a cell does, from how it grows and functions to when it should divide, or even when it is time to die. When this fundamental instruction manual gets damaged, the cell can begin to ignore its rules, leading to chaos within the community. This is the very beginning of what we know as cancer. These damages to the DNA are called mutations. When a mutation occurs, a cell can lose its sense of order and start to grow and divide uncontrollably. It no longer listens to the body's signals to stop. As these rogue cells multiply, they can form a mass or a lump, which we call a tumor. It is important to know that not all tumors are cancerous. Some are benign, meaning they are not harmful and do not spread to other parts of the body. However, malignant tumors are the ones we worry about, as they have the dangerous ability to invade surrounding tissues and travel to distant parts of the body. This process of spreading, known as metastasis, is what makes cancer so formidable and challenging to treat. When cancer cells break away from the original tumor and establish new colonies in vital organs like the lungs, liver, brain, the disease becomes much more advanced and complex. The ability of cancer to move and grow in new locations is why early detection and, even more importantly, prevention are such critical pillars in our fight against this disease. By understanding how it starts, we can take powerful steps to stop it before it ever has a chance to take hold, protecting our health for the long term. Therefore, focusing on prevention is not just a hopeful idea, it is a practical and empowering strategy. While we cannot control every factor, many daily choices and habits have a profound impact on our risk. By taking proactive measures to protect ourselves from the damage that can lead to mutations, we are essentially strengthening our body's natural defenses against this complex disease. This essay will guide you through the science in simple terms and provide clear, actionable steps you can take, starting today, to build a healthier future and reduce your risk of developing cancer. Chapter: Genes and Mutations. To truly grasp how to prevent cancer, we must first understand how those harmful DNA mutations begin. The origins can be broadly categorized into two main pathways: the ones we inherit and the ones we acquire throughout our lives. A small percentage of cancers are linked to inherited risk, where a person is born with a specific genetic mutation passed down from a parent. This doesn't mean they will certainly get cancer, but it does place them at a higher statistical risk for certain types, and it explains why some cancers appear to run in families. This is a factor we cannot change, but one we can certainly manage with awareness and vigilance. However, the vast majority of mutations are acquired during our lifetime. They often result from exposure to damaging elements in our environment and from our lifestyle choices. Think of tobacco smoke. It's a notorious cocktail of carcinogenic chemicals. Each puff introduces these harmful agents into the body, where they can directly assault DNA inside our cells, especially in the lungs and in many other organs. The same principle applies to overexposure to ultraviolet radiation from the sun. That can directly damage DNA in skin cells. Beyond chemicals and radiation, certain infections can also set the stage for cancer. Human papillomavirus, HPV, can cause genetic changes in cervical cells, leading to cervical cancer over time. Chronic infection with hepatitis B or hepatitis C causes long-term inflammation and damage to liver cells, significantly increasing liver cancer risk. It's not the virus itself that's cancer, but the chronic cellular damage and genetic instability it creates. Preventing or treating infections is therefore direct cancer prevention, a connection that's led to life-saving vaccines. Finally, some mutations just happen as part of being alive. Every time DNA replicates, there's a tiny chance of an error, a typo. The body has proofreading and repair mechanisms, but they're not perfect. As we age, cells have divided more, and repair systems can become less efficient. That accumulation of random errors over a lifetime helps explain why cancer risk rises with age, highlighting the importance of lifelong healthy habits to minimize other sources of damage. The journey from a healthy cell to a cancerous one is often fueled by triggers we encounter in our daily lives, many of which are within our power to control. One of the most significant and preventable causes of cancer is tobacco use. Smoking, chewing tobacco, secondhand smoke. These behaviors expose the body to a barrage of more than 70 known carcinogens. Our bodies often send us signals when something is wrong, and paying attention to these clues can be life-saving. While many of these symptoms can be caused by less serious conditions, persistent and unexplained changes should always be evaluated by a medical professional. One of the most well-known signs is the discovery of a new lump or a thickening under the skin. Breast, testicle, neck, armpit, groin. Use the ABCDE rule as a guide. Asymmetry, an irregular border, a change in color, a diameter larger than a pencil eraser, and evolving. Additionally, any sore that does not heal, a patch that bleeds, crusts, or itches should be checked. Significant unintended weight loss and extreme fatigue that does not improve with rest are red flags. A nagging cough or hoarseness, persistent changes in bowel or bladder habits, or blood in your stool or urine require medical attention. For women, any unusual bleeding or discharge should be reported. For men, difficulty urinating can be a symptom. Remember, these signs do not automatically mean you have cancer, but they are your body's way of telling you that something needs to be checked. Section 6. Your action plan. 10 steps to lower your cancer risk. While no one can guarantee a cancer-free life, you have power to tilt the odds in your favor. Adopting healthy habits can dramatically lower your risk. Here is a clear, 10-step action plan you can begin today. These are not drastic, all-or-nothing demands, but a series of positive choices that together create a powerful shield. Think of them as daily investments, each building long-term resilience. 1. Avoid all tobacco. Do not smoke. Do not vape. Do not use smokeless tobacco. Make a quit plan. Make home and car smoke-free zones. Protect loved ones from secondhand smoke. Every tobacco-free day, your body begins to heal. 2. Limit alcohol. If you drink, do so in strict moderation. Best for prevention, don't drink. 3. Maintain a healthy weight. 4. Be physically active, 150 minutes moderate or 75 minutes vigorous weekly. 5. Eat a plant-rich diet. 6. Protect yourself from the sun. 7. Get vaccinated. 8. Get regular cancer screenings. 9. Know your exposures and reduce them. 10. Practice infection prevention. Section 7. A deeper dive into prevention. When it comes to your plate, the guiding principle is to focus on whole, plant-based foods, vegetables, fruits, whole grains, legumes. Cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, and kale, the lycopene in tomatoes, and the antioxidants in berries and green tea may help protect cells from DNA damage. This plant-forward approach also emphasizes what to limit. Diets high in red meat and processed meats. The goal is significant reduction. Try swapping red meat for poultry, fish, or plant-based proteins like beans and lentils. Fiber from whole grains, beans, and vegetables aids digestion, helps maintain a healthy weight, and may reduce the risk of colon cancer. The development of cancer-preventing vaccines represents one of the greatest triumphs of modern medicine. The HPV vaccine is a stellar example. By immunizing against specific strains that cause nearly all cervical cancers and many others. Similarly, the hepatitis B vaccine prevents a chronic infection that is a primary cause of liver cancer. Screenings are your second line of defense, to find cancer early when it is most curable, or to remove precancerous conditions. For example, a colonoscopy allows a doctor to find and remove polyps. Removing them is cancer prevention in action. A Pap and HPV test can find abnormal cervical cells. Mammograms can detect breast cancer at a very early stage. It is essential to create a personal screening schedule based on your risk profile. Section 8. The role of modern medicine, treatments and genetic insights. The primary treatments for cancer have long been surgery, radiation therapy, and chemotherapy, effective and essential tools. Targeted therapies attack specific vulnerabilities within cancer cells, often with fewer side effects. Immunotherapy unleashes the patient's own immune system to recognize and destroy cancer cells. For strong family histories, genes like BRCA1 and BRCA2 can increase risk. Knowing empowers personalized screening, earlier checks, and preventive options. Section 9. Conclusion. A hopeful path forward. The fight against cancer is a journey of empowerment, not fear. It is important to acknowledge a fundamental truth. Not all cancers are preventable. Some are the result of inherited genes or the random, unpredictable errors that can occur as our cells divide over a lifetime. We cannot control everything. But we must not let that reality overshadow an even more powerful truth. A large portion of cancers are directly linked to lifestyle factors and environmental factors that we absolutely can influence. The daily choices we make, from the food we eat to the activities we pursue, collectively build our body's defense against this disease. Embracing a preventive lifestyle does not require a sudden, drastic overhaul of your entire life. In fact, small, steady changes are often the most effective because they are the most sustainable. Start with one simple step. This week, you might decide to go for a 15-minute walk during your lunch break. Next week, you could focus on adding one more serving of vegetables to your dinner each night. The week after, you could schedule that doctor's appointment you have been putting off. Each small victory builds momentum, creating a cascade of positive habits that fortify your health over time. Your partnership with your doctor is one of the most vital components of this preventive strategy. Ask about screenings and vaccines like the HPV and hepatitis B shots. You do not have to be perfect, you just have to start. Take that first small step today. Your future self will thank you for it. Your health is your most precious asset, and it is worth protecting. Avoid tobacco, limit alcohol, maintain a healthy weight, be physically active, eat a plant-rich diet, protect yourself from the sun, get vaccinated, get regular screenings, know your exposures, practice infection prevention. If you have any persistent or concerning symptoms, it is important to see a doctor for an evaluation. Early diagnosis often leads to better outcomes. Talk to your healthcare provider about recommended screenings and vaccines for you. A healthier future starts with the steps you take today. Share this video to help someone you love take their first step toward prevention. This video is for educational purposes and does not replace personalized medical advice. Always consult your healthcare professional. Your health is your priority in life.